with the schedules coming out for all NFL teams. We are here to explain and talk about the NFC East. I'm here again. I'm Joe the Fan from JustWinBetsBaby. Joining me as usual is Shane O'Mac. Shane, we'll talk a little hockey in just a second, but of course everybody wants to know, can we just say prime time for the Washington? That's it. I'm not going to say that. You know me. I'm not going to say the C word.
Prime time play.
How many primetime games did we get?
It's not even just prime time. You got to think like how many standalone games as well. So like they have, I think, six prime time. Is it six prime
Yeah,
time
it's
games?
six.
And then you
A
also have
lot.
the game, and then you have the game in Madrid, right? So then
Right,
that's them as like a solo game. That's a standalone game, which is kind of like
right,
prime time, but it's at nine
right.
o'clock in the morning. And then you also have the Christmas Day game, which is not prime time technically because 1 p.m., but it's also
Sure.
another standalone game. So it's all eyes are on them. So it's totally different from years past when I'm used to everybody crapping on my team.
Right.
It's getting some good light on it, so it's good.
And of course, the Christmas game will be of our beloved team. We'll see them next on Netflix, and we'll pull that up, the graphic up right there, folks, for you. Again, we don't know what the preseason will hold, but again, here of course is the Washington, as I call them, the Skins. Even though by rule I have to put the little symbol up, the W. I can live with the W. I mean, I prefer the logo. I mean, let's compromise, right? We talked about that, but that's for another time. They start off the Washington Skins, that I'd like to call them, start off their opener against home against the New York Giants. Then they go away, and this is going to be a Thursday night game, and this will be against Green Bay. You got home against, excuse me, home against the Las Vegas Raiders. Then they go away, and this is probably the only one that they have a CBS game, and you know how I feel about that. So it'll be at Atlanta, and then at San Diego, or excuse me, at Los Angeles. I'm so used to calling them the San Diego Chargers, but sorry about that. So at the Los Angeles Chargers. Then, of course, they come home on a Monday night again. I'm not understanding why they scheduled it for a Monday night again against the Chicago Bears. We all know what happened last year with the Hail Mary. Then they go to the Dallas Cowboys for their first meeting. Your thoughts on these 7 games?
Well, the first thing I saw when I thought of when I saw this is it feels like every year we play the Bears in prime time. At least like it's
Right,
been at least 3 or 4 years in a row.
right.
Like,
Either
and
being on a
at least
Thursday night or a Monday night. Yes.
yeah, at least this year and last year it made sense because you had the first overall pick and the second overall pick between Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. But then like the 2 years before that, we were matched together and we both sucked. And I was like, what are they doing? Like, why?
Right.
But
And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, hey, this is the future of quarterbacks, and this is what we want to, you know, talk about and show the audience, the NFL audience, what's going on.
yeah,
We
some
yeah, we
favorable things I do like in the first half. We already
uh-huh.
talked about it. We're playing the Raiders early. I think that helps the Washington out a lot. I also think playing the Atlanta early it helps too because Penix that's only going to be his like fifth or sixth start in the league,
Right.
right? So I think that benefits the Commanders as well. So like playing them that early for both of those two teams, I think is beneficial. Probably could also say the same thing about the Giants because who knows what they're going to be doing at quarterback. If Jackson Dart's going to be the guy or whoever, right, is going to be there. So
Yeah, and that was that Atlanta game that Washington had to win in order at home last year in order to make the wild card. And you saw how far they went last year. All right, so from there, after the Cowboys, this is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, here is going to be at Kansas City on a Monday night game, then home on a Sunday night game against the Seattle Seahawks. Who knows? Howell might be the quarterback. He might get cut. Who knows? But it'll probably be a very interesting game. Home against the Detroit Lions. Again, it is now at home, not at Detroit where they beat they some call them the upset. I just thought they played Washington played a great game in the playoffs in the second round in the division round. Then they travel. They travel to, of course, Spain, where they'll be the away team. against the Miami Dolphins. What are your thoughts on those four before we get to, because that goes right into the bye, and that's great because the bye, once you come off from that, we don't want to see the jet lag, et cetera. And this is the first time that Washington's going overseas.
Yeah, first time NFL is going to Spain, right? First game in Madrid.
Yep.
I think that's exciting. If I had the cash, I would try and go out there. But
Exactly.
I also have two young kids, so it's tough. But
Right.
that'd be sweet to see. And my brother, he's a big Dolphins fan, so like we might be trying to swing that.
Yeah.
So
let me know. We might have to do the podcast live over there. Do a
but
live
I think these four games is probably the toughest stretch. I think Kansas City's always good. Seattle, they were one game away from making the playoffs last year.
Right.
Lions are good. And then I don't know what happened to the Dolphins last year, but 2 years ago they were in the playoffs, had a real good team, and they have speed for days. Everywhere.
Sure.
The receivers got speed, the running backs got speed. Their whole offense is based on speed, which is always dangerous.
Well, I think the injury bug hit Miami, of course. With Tua, with the multiple concussions, him taking a lot of hits there. I'm concerned about the Detroit Lions. I think they're gonna be pissed off. However, they're coming with a new coordinator on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, as you know. I don't really worry about Seattle. If it was at Seattle, then I might be a little bit worried. At KC, you never know. Jaden Daniels and the Washington Skins, of course, had a great primetime record last year, but everything changes. You never know about the sophomore jinx, as they call it. So we'll see what happens. We finish out.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And I was saying, Kansas City's always tough, especially in Arrowhead. But last year, if you remember, like most of their games last year, Kansas City were one-score games. They had a great record, but most of their games they only won by 7 or fewer points, right? So most of their games are close. And Jaden Daniels showed last year that he has the capability of winning those close games. Now, if that continues to year two, we shall see. But that's
sure. We finish out, of course, after the bye. We've got a total of 6 games. One of them, of course, is to be determined. We already talked about that. So, of course, it is the home against the Denver Broncos. That's going to be an interesting game with Knicks and Sean Payton at the helm on Sunday night. Then they go 2 away games, which is at Minnesota, at New York Giants, home against, on my birthday, home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, we don't know what time that will be. Could be a primetime game for that one. We talked about Christmas. So at home, so Washington's going to be hosting a Christmas game, which against their rival, the Dallas Cowboys, only on Netflix, and then away, which it'll be at Philadelphia, but we don't know exactly the time or the date for that. So what do you think? What are your thoughts for these last 6 games?
How do you feel about the Christmas game? Like just in general, playing on Christmas?
I feel like I'm not going to be talking to a lot of my family on Christmas Day because there's a triple header right there. I think the NFL is pushing it too much. I get it, but you got to understand that you're going up against, especially the week prior to that, you're going up against college football. I mean, I don't want to bring that into the mix, but it's just there's a lot because they're doing I believe the playoffs, yes. So yeah. I don't. The NFL is just. I understand. Look, you're the monster. You're not going to get any competition from CFL, UFL, etc. Not even get competition from college football. That being said, you're doing too much. We're going to, having teams that go across the pond, so to speak. I get it, but if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas Day was traditionally always NBA. NBA always had that lockdown.
Yeah.
Remember? That was like when everybody started to tune into the NBA. It was around Christmas time because the NFL season's starting to wind down. That's when teams are starting to find out their own ways in the NBA. And then I remember like LeBron made a comment last year saying like the NBA owns Christmas, and then like the ratings for the NFL were like 5 times what the NBA was pulling or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not crazy about it. I didn't mind it last year, but like having a team that I actually like want to root for and watch every minute of, it's going to be tough to watch on Christmas Day. I have a lot of fight with family trying to go watch it somewhere else.
Right. I have that as well with my mother-in-law. No, not really with my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is great. I used to go to my wife's family for Thanksgiving, and they're like, "Hey, even though if the Skins are playing, I'm like, I get it. Look, you do your thing. We're having dinner, yada yada yada." But they have the TV on, but no sound. I'm like, then what's the point?